Good morning, guys. Welcome to our English class online. Today we are going to talk about comparative and superlative grade. In this case, we have the object is that the students will be able to compare and contrast information from two non-fiction texts on the same topic. In this case, we have the comparative and superlative grade. When we compare two things, in this case we have an example. A dog is faster than an elephant. In this case, we say that a dog is faster than an elephant. And we have the superlative form that is when we're talking about the horse is the fastest. We have two different forms to build sentences in comparative and in superlative form. In this case, the structure is that at the beginning we use the noun. We have nouns from person, places, things, or animals. In this case, we use the verb to be, is, am, or are. And we have the adjective fast plus er. In this case, faster. And the connector than. And last one, we have the other noun. In the superlative form, we have the noun, the horse. In second place, we have the auxiliary is, and later we have the article da. And last one, we have the adjective plus est. The horse is the fastest. Now, I am going to talk about the different rules that we use with comparative and superlative forms. If you find adjectives that has one syllable, we need to add in the comparative form er to the adjectives that change to faster and young change to younger. In this case, when we're talking about in superlative form, we add est to the adjectives, and don't forget to use before the adjectives the article da. In this case, the fastest and the youngest. Now we have two different examples in comparative and superlative form. The first one says, a dog is faster than an elephant. In this case, at the beginning of the sentence, we have a dog that is the noun. Later we have is that is the auxiliary in present. And later we are going to use the adjective fast plus er that change to faster. And don't forget than, because it's very important to connect the two sentences here. Later we have the other noun. A dog is faster than an elephant. Okay? Now, we have another sentence in the superlative form. The horse is the fastest. In this case, we have to build sentences using the noun at the beginning. Later, we are going to use the verb to be in present, and later we are going to use the article that is very important in the superlative form. And last one, we have the adjective plus est. And the example say, the horse is the fastest. Now, if you have one syllable ending in "im", you need to add "are" that change to nicer and strange that change to a stranger. When we're talking about superlative form, we add the est. In this case, the nicest and the strangest. We can see that we add est at the end of the adjective. Okay, don't forget it because it's very important. Now, we have two different sentences now in the comparative and superlative form. Harry is nicer than Frank. We have at the beginning the noun that is Harry. We have is, that is the verb to be in present. Later we are going to use the adjective plus er that change to nicer. And don't forget it than, because it's very important. And last one, we have the noun. In the superlative form, we use, in this case, the noun that is din. In second place, we have the verb to be that is. Later we are going to use the article da, and last one we have the adjective plus est. Then is the nicest. Remember, when we talk about comparative form, we need to have two different objects, two different places, two different things to compare. When I am talking about superlative form, we need to use only one thing because it's the most important. Now, if you find adjectives that has one syllable consonant plus short vowel plus consonant, we add er when we are talking about comparative form. In this case, we have an adjective big that is structured by consonant, vowel, consonant. We add another consonant and er that changed to bigger and hot changed to hotter. When I am talking about superlative adjectives, we add est. Before the adjective, we use the article that all the time. Don't forget it, that is very important. We have the adjectives that big, that is structured by consonant, vowel, consonant. We add another G and est that changed to the biggest, and hot changed to the hottest. This is the difference between comparative and superlative form with this rule. When I am talking about comparative and superlative sentences, we structure a sentence just like this. In first place, we use the noun, that in this case is Monday. We are going to use the auxiliary, the verb to be in past that changed to was, and later we are going to use the adjective plus er that changed to harder. And don't forget the connector than, because it's very important for the sentence. And last one, we have the noun. Monday was hotter than Sunday. Okay? When I am talking about superlative form, we structure the sentence using the noun at the beginning, that is Tuesday. Later, we are going to use the verb to be in past. And don't forget that, because it's very important in the superlative form. Later, we are going to use the adjective plus est that changed to hottest. And last one, we have the other noun. If you find adjectives that has two syllables ending in y, for example, happy, that end by the letter y, change the letter y by the letter I, and we add er. In this case, happy changed to happier, and crazy changed to crazier. When I am talking about superlative form, we add iest. In this case, happy changed to the happiest, and crazy changed to the craziest. This is when we are talking about superlative form. It's very important, okay? Now, we have two different examples, comparative and superlative form. The first one is, Mary is happier than Susan. To build sentences in the comparative form, we use the noun at the beginning, that is Mary. Later, we are going to use the verb to be in present, and later we are going to use the adjective happy that end by the letter y. That remember, you need to change y by the letter I, and we add er that change to happier. Later, it's very important to use the connector than. Don't forget it, please. And last one, we have the other noun, that is Susan. This is when I am talking about comparative form. When I am talking about superlative form, we use the noun at the beginning, that is Mike. Later, we are going to use the verb to be present. Later, the connector that, and we had happy that changed the letter y by the letter I, and we add est. In this case, Mike is the happiest. Don't forget it. Now, if you find adjectives that has two or more syllables, we need to use in the comparative form more, and the superlative form we are going to use must. In first place, we have an adjective that has two or more syllables, that in this case, famous. We use more before the adjectives. And we have expensive. In this case, expensive has three syllables. We use more before the adjective. More famous and more expensive. Now, when I am talking about superlative form, we use the most famous and the most expensive. This is when we're talking about two or more syllables in the adjective. We have two different examples. In the comparative form, we have a car is more expensive than a bike. In this case, we have more because we have a large adjective. In this case, we have a car, that is the noun. Later, we are going to use the verb to be. We are going to use more in the comparative form, and later we are going to use Expensive, that is the large adjective. And don't forget it, damned. And last one we have the other noun, that is bike. When I am talking about superlative form, we are going to use the noun at the beginning, that is plain. Later we are going to use the verb to be in present, that is. And don't forget the article that. And we are going to use must, no more. Must, because I am talking about superlative form, and we have a large adjective, that is expensive. And last one we have the complement and the other noun. The plane is the most expensive way to travel. Okay, this is when I am talking about large adjectives. Now, we have exceptions, just like good, bad, and far. Good, in this case, changed to better, and in this case, we have worse in the comparative form. When I am talking about superlative, in this case, change to best and change to worse. Don't forget it. We have to learn these adjectives because they are irregulars, okay, and don't have an exact form that you need to use. We have two different examples, comparative and superlative form. The first one says, you are a better singer than John. In this case, you have you, that is the noun. In this case, we have the verb to be in present are, because I am talking about you. Later, we are going to use the adjective better. Remember, it's irregular. Later, we are going to use another complement, and we have done, that is very important, to comparative form. And last one, we have the other noun. When I am talking about superlative sentences, at the beginning we use it was the worst decision. In this case, we use the verb to be in past. Later, we are going to use the article that, the adjective words that change, and last one we have the other complement. It was the worst decision. Okay, where does it go? We can see different adjectives here. In first place, we have short, intelligent, heavy, fast, big, lazy, dangerous, and happy. And we have three different rules and adjectives, one with one syllable, adjectives with two syllables with Y, two or more syllables. In this case, we have to write the adjectives in the correct column. For example, we have short, that is an adjective with one syllable. In this case, change to shorter and shortest. Yes? Now, we have intelligent. Intelligent has two or more syllables. In this case, we use more intelligent. Because has more than two syllables. Yes? Now, we have heavy. Heavy end by the letter Y. In this case, is on the second column. Heavy that changed to heaviest and changed to heavier. And in this case, we had most, most intelligent. Okay? Now, we have fast. Is an adjective that has one syllable. In this case, fast changed to faster, and in the superlative form changed to fastest. Okay? Because it's an adjective that has only one syllable. Now, we are going to continue with big. Big is an adjective that is structured by consonant, vowel, consonant. In this case, we have, don't change here, and we need to put another adjective here because we have an adjective that is structured by consonant, vowel, consonant, and we don't have any rules that change to here. Now, lazy. Lazy is an adjective that ends by the letter Y. In this case, change to lazier, and in the superlative form, change to lazy. Okay? Now, we have an adjective that has two or more syllables. In this case, we use more dangerous, and must. Dangerous when I am talking about superlative form. And last one, we have an adjective that ends by the letter Y, happy. Happy that changed to happier in the comparative form, and in the superlative form changed to happiest. Don't forget it. Okay, at last what we have the homework. What is the order? We have a question. We can see different adjectives here, and we have one example. Letter A. We have the adjective fast, and we have the nouns mouse, cheetah, and cat. We have an example. The cat is faster than the mouse, but the cheetah is the fastest. You have to build sentences using the comparative and superlative form. Okay, don't forget to use the rules that we saw that are very important to use. Letter B. We have the adjective intelligent. We have the nouns dolphin, dog, and chimpanzee. Letter C. We have the adjective short, giraffe, horse, and penguin. Letter D. We have the adjective dangerous, and we have the nouns shark, mosquito, rabbit. Letter E. We have the adjective heavy, and we have the nouns hippo, elephant, and we have an adjective because all the colors are adjectives too. Now we have wild. Letter F. Lazy, and we have the nouns cat, koala, and dog. Remember, we have to build sentences, and we have to use all the rules that we saw in this lesson. Are very important for you. Remember. Now, thanks for your attention. Have a nice day. God bless you.